All right, the next guests are here. Dark Moon Hallow. I got maybe one person or more that's joining me right now. What's up, y'all?
How you doing? How's it
Good,
going?
good. Thank y'all for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Oh, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for having us.
So before we begin, seeing that we got a band on this show, I'd like to do a roll call. Um, so so introduce yourself and what role do you play in the band? Who wants to go first?
Well, we have two of the five members here right now. The other guys had some gigs and whatnot going on and work and whatnot. But my name is Trey. I play lead guitar and I sing, and then I'm with my buddy Tom. He plays banjo in the band.
Okay, we got we
Yeah,
got we got two members. That's cool.
yeah.
All right, I'm cool with that, and I like the name Trey. When I
Come
look,
again?
I like the name Trey.
Thanks, man. Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I've always thought it would be better to have a stage name. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So let's go ahead and begin. How did Dark Moon Hollow came about?
Well, we've all been friends for, I'd say, like 4 years or so, maybe a little longer than that. And we like to party a lot. And I guess we were playing. We just always like be in like kitchens and living rooms late at night, and then we'd play music together. And eventually, we decided that it was going to be like to actually like do something with it, and take it to like a more professional level instead of just like playing in kitchens and living rooms for free. And we were obviously doing pretty all right with that, and so it kind of made sense that we would kind of start doing that. And whenever you kind of start a band, it kind of, you don't really know what you're going to end up doing, like how seriously it's going to go and how it's going to take off. But it ended up taking off pretty well, and people were really receptive to it. And so we decided that it was going to, to just keep going with it.
So for people that may not be familiar with y'all, how would you best describe the type of music that y'all do? Do y'all consider yourselves a bluegrass or country? Like, how would you best describe the type of music that y'all do?
I'd say we're definitely bluegrass, but we're not your straight up traditional bluegrass. We still have elements from rock music and country, and we have a hard driving sound.
Yeah, it's fast paced. I'd say. I mean, like I think there's a lot of bands up here that are like fast paced bluegrass bands, and it just kind of made sense that we would, I don't know, kind of do that. We like to, as I said, we like to party, and we like to keep a party going. So going fast. I mean, we play slow songs going on too, but like going fast and keeping people moving is how I think that how we all kind of feel anyway. We're kind of all fast-paced people as it is.
I did hear that you guys recently performed at Manchester Music Hall. Um, what was that like, and what was the band that y'all opened for?
Yeah, we played at Manchester. It's which is a really nice venue. It's one of the, I'd say it's probably like the second biggest venue in Lexington. And we opened for Steep Canyon Rangers, who, I mean, they're pretty successful bluegrass band by all accounts. And it was nice. And originally we thought that we had the gig. We didn't have the gig after we figured it out, and then we ended up getting a call a couple days beforehand, and they were like, "Actually, you're back on the gig now." So we were really fortunate to get the gig. You know what I mean? And those guys that Tom knows them, and through his uncle, and they treated us so well, like so well. It's really nice to like meet like really bigger artists, and then realize that they're down to earth people.
That had to be quite a fascinating couple of days leading up to that show. Like, y'all were in, then y'all were not, and then y'all were back in. Like, obviously, any local acts, you're gonna go through some ups and downs. Was that like some frustration in the days leading up to with the y'all in, y'all out, you're not in?
Yeah, there definitely was. I mean, because when we first learned that we got the gig, of course, we told all of our fans and friends and family, then all of a sudden we didn't play it. And, it's definitely frustrating going back and forth for so long.
Well, at least y'all definitely got that opportunity eventually, and things turned out pretty well. Manchester Music Hall, that's definitely a big venue. A lot of big names do get on that stage, and anytime that a local act gets to be there and open for an act of their caliber, that's definitely a big deal. I definitely see that you guys got some upcoming shows in late February and March, and y'all even got a show coming up in June. So talk about so talk about the shows y'all have coming up for Dark Moon Hallow.
We got a show in Frankfort, Kentucky, at this place Goodwood Brewing. They make damn good beer, but we got a show coming up there, and then we recently, we do all of our own booking, so we've recently just like really started to hit it again, and we kind of wanted to take some of the winter to recuperate and get all of our stuff lined up and get music together. And so I guess, we played there, and then I think the ones that, I'd really like to highlight are we play in Louisville. And, it's crazy that we live so close to Louisville. We're from Lexington, but it's crazy we live so close to it, but we don't really play a ton of shows there. So, and we have, everybody in the band has, some family in Louisville as well as, and we have a decent following there. So, we're playing at the other Goodwood Brewing. They have a couple locations. We're playing over there too. And then going into the summer, we play this Bluegrass Festival up in Wisconsin, which is awesome. Big shout out to Flat Rock. Those guys treat us like gold, and we every year when we get the opportunity, we are stoked to do it. And so we're going to be heading up there. We're playing 3 nights in a row. We did it last year. It's definitely it's a bit taxing, but it's at the same time it's very rewarding. And then I guess on March 7th we are playing a show for summer camp. It's a music festival in Ohio. I guess I believe it usually has about like 30,000 people attendance. And but we're playing it. It's basically a band competition, and there's 4 bands. Homegrown Headband, Restless Leg, String Band, Driftwood Gypsy, and us, Dark Moon Hallow. And they're all, everybody in the competition is all friends. But we're going to go and compete to play there. So, if anybody, anybody around Lexington or Louisville that is listening, we would appreciate if you came out and gave us a vote. But whoever really wins it, we're gonna be happy for whoever does, because as I said, they're all we've known all these guys and every one of these bands for 5 or 6 years at this point, at least in my in my shoes. But yeah, so whoever wins it, we'll be proud of them, but obviously we would prefer to win.
Yeah, that is a stacked show that's coming up at the Cosmic Charlie's. Restless Leg String Band, Homegrown Headband, Driftwood Gypsy, Jostling in a Sweet Compression, and Dark Moon Hallow. That is going to be an outstanding show. So, if you're in the Lexington area, go check out Cosmic Charlie's. They've been through a lot, obviously, but it feels like they finally have a location that that's not going to cause any conflicts, and or anything. So I'm happy that they back in business for a little over a year now over in their current building. So shout out to Cosmic Charlies. They do great things over there. Um, who do y'all fellas consider like musical influences, those that inspire you all as musicians, individually or collectively?
Well, for me, I'd say definitely Katie Crow and John Hartford. Uh, Growing up, I was really into Southern rock, like the Allman Brothers and Skinner. Uh, Definitely Tony Rice, too. They've all kind of shaped my musical style over the years.
Yeah, and I'd say that for me, like at least lately, I mean, what really got me into bluegrass music was Rumpke Mountain Boys, and they're from Cincinnati, and they kind of have that like quick, they keep kind of keep a party rolling and whatnot. And the Boys and Restless Leg, that's another band that got me kind of going with it, and they were influential and also helpful, in helping me understand how to keep a band going and, what kind of music I want to play. And right now I've been going through a really big phase with Billy Strings, who is an absolute monster. And Lonesome River Band, specifically Dan Tominski. I love Dan. And there's just, there's just a lot of local talent here and around like Louisville and Owensboro and Lexington and parts of Eastern Kentucky that have influenced me too. I really would say that a lot of my influence comes from the local talent, and I also want to say David Gilmour is the reason I picked up guitar, which is funny because he doesn't play bluegrass music, but he's like my saving grace as far as idols go and in the music industry.
I like the names, especially Billy Strings, who I think was at Lexington at Whalebird last year, and I think he has a Manchester show that's either coming up or already recently passed. Billy Strings, that's a terrific musician right there.
I'll tell you what.
So shout out to Billy. Now, obviously,
Yeah.
oh yeah, absolutely. So, so y'all got plenty of shows on the way. Now, do y'all have any like new music in the works, or quite possibly releasing new music at some point, or are y'all just focusing on these shows?
Actually, it's funny you mentioned it. We're gonna set up the dates to hop in the studio here. I'm hoping in mid-March to late March, and we're gonna be. I think what we've decided to go with is Sneak Attack recording studio, and yeah, Jason Groves does some great work out there. He's done a couple of our friends' albums, and he's a great producer. And so I think we're gonna hop in there. We have on our website, which is www.darkmoonhallowbluegrass.com. If you go, we have a music tab there, and it shows you the track listing that we're gonna have for it. It's gonna be about I'd say we'll have to definitely like figure out what songs we want to keep and which ones are worth putting out there. But right now it's looking like a 10 to 13 song album, and we actually just commissioned some album artwork, which I've been getting some stuff back from our friend. Her name's Snowflake. She's a great artist, but we're working on the album artwork for it, and then hopefully I'm thinking by May we'll actually have a fully mixed and like hard copies in our hands of our self-titled album, Dark Moon Hallow, and that'll be our debut album.
I'm definitely looking forward to that record, and to definitely see what y'all have in store next. I'm definitely gonna try to go to the Cosmic Charlie show.
Oh, please do.
I definitely want to go check that out. That's definitely going to be a killer of a show, and I'm basically like 2 miles away from there. So, in a good way, I want to thank Cosmic Charlie's for moving your location to that area, because I'm like literally 2 miles away from there. Uh, so,
Right on.
so thank you, Cosmic Charlies, for that. Fellas, it was great chatting with you both. Shout out to the rest of the band, and hopefully I'll see y'all on March the 7th, and I look forward to this new album that y'all have on the way. Thank y'all for the time, and continued success.
Oh, man, we really appreciate you having us on.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good night. Have a good weekend.